What's going on, baseball fanatics? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and we continue bringing you our series on the top 5 landing spots for several key free agents. Today we look at the case of Joc Pederson. But before we get into it, make sure if you haven't already done so, you smash that subscribe button, as it does a huge service for us here in growing this community. So let all your baseball friends know this is the channel to watch in 2022. Let's get into it. Now, as we look at Joc Pederson in his case, I think that as we look at the number 5 team on my list, the San Diego Padres, this could be a very easy fit. I think that with the energy that Pederson brings, he could fit very well with high-octane players like Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado. I also think that in that lineup, he would also help provide a balance. With 3 right-handed bats in the middle of that order in Will Myers, Tatis Jr., and Machado, you also pair him with a left-handed bat in Eric Hosmer. Now, yes, Pederson would likely fall towards the bottom half of that lineup, but at the same time, this also gives you a potent bat who could potentially give you some late inning heroics. Not to mention, Pederson would absolutely love to hit a big time massive home run to knock the Dodgers out in a potential postseason series. So this is all the more reason for the Padres to look at Joc Pederson. Now, as we look at the number 4 team on my list, it is that of the Minnesota Twins. I think the Twins are going to have an option here, because looking at what their team is going to be in 2022, people are going to be very unsure of what and who they are. Bringing in a guy like Pederson could help bring some stability to that lineup, as well as some versatility, as he's capable of playing all 3 outfield spots, although primarily likely a corner spot for the Twins. This is going to be an opportunity for Minnesota to really solidify themselves as going back towards the top of the division. I think bringing in a guy like Pederson who can provide some pop in that lineup, if this isn't the only move that they do, the Twins could easily head back towards the top of the AL Central. Now, as we look at the number 3 team on my list, we remain in that American League Central with the Cleveland Guardians. I think Cleveland is going to look at Joc Pederson as a potential replacement to how they had Eddie Rosario last season. Rosario became a very highly commodity asset at the trading deadline. Pederson, if he gets off to a very good start in a pretty hitter-friendly ballpark in Cleveland, could easily find himself in that same situation. Bringing him in on a 1-year deal would likely be the biggest key for Cleveland, but I also think that they could extend him past that as they start to try to get back towards being a contending team. Now, the number 2 team on my list is that of the Detroit Tigers. I think that the Tigers are going to be a formidable threat, but also a sleeper candidate in 2022. Bringing in a guy like Joc Pederson to fill out that lineup will also help them. Yes, the expansive ballpark that is Comerica could potentially cause some certain issues, but I think that with Pederson's ability, he will be able to at least get doubles in that expansive park. And when you go on the road, this is going to be a guy who can definitely hit you home runs. Now, that's not to say he can't hit home runs in Comerica, but I think that his game will actually elevate being around a guy like Miguel Cabrera and become back to being a more well-rounded, all-around ball player. Now, as we look at the number 1 team on my list, it is that of the Atlanta Braves. I think that for Atlanta, this is going to be a player who they should look to re-sign. Fitting into that lineup quite well, in my opinion. And also, if you have the universal DH going into the 2022 campaign, Pederson could easily be a part of an outfield rotation through the DH spot to give guys like Ronald Acuna Jr. a rest. This is also an opportunity for the Braves to kind of rebalance out that lineup in case they lose a guy like Freddie Freeman. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your feelings on this down in the comment section below. Where is the best landing spot for a guy like Joc Pederson? If you feel that he should be on another team entirely, let me know that down in the comment section and we'll discuss it further. As always, you can keep it locked in here to the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting that red subscribe button down below and continuing to grow this community. Share this video with your friends, and I will catch you guys for the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.